Next at 5, 10 News with George Denikian and Deborah Knight.
Tonight, police seize a cache of rifles, pistols and knives during a bikie gang crackdown.
Anger after revelations of alarming levels of leukemia among Australians who served in the Balkans.
And Adelaide shares the best view of a spectacular lunar eclipse.
Also tonight, a controversial plan for speed limiters in family cars.
Good evening. A cache of weapons has been discovered during raids on homes in Adelaide's north-eastern suburbs as police continue their crackdown on bikie gangs. Drugs worth $50,000 were also found. 5 people have been charged.
Guns, battle axes, knives and clubs, all part of a dangerous arsenal uncovered by police. At least 2 of the 5 people charged linked to bikie gangs.
We're certainly very well aware that members and associates of outlaw motorcycle gangs do have access to weapons, and some of them have access to a significant number of very dangerous weapons.
The haul was uncovered during raids on 3 homes on Monday. $50,000 in drugs also found, as well as an anaconda skin and piranha suspected of being illegally imported. In one of the houses raided, the weapons were ready for immediate use.
A significant number of those weapons had been strategically placed throughout the house to enable the occupants to have easy access to them. In fact, they were placed by windows and doors and were found lodged in timber framework.
The raids came only days after Police Commissioner Mal Hyde vowed to keep up the pressure on bikie gangs. That promise followed tense scenes last week in the state's southeast as police tracked the movements of 140 gypsy jokers.
3 police were allegedly bashed and 10 gypsy jokers arrested after the gang gathered on New Year's Eve. The 5 people charged over the weapons and drugs found on Monday will all face court later this month. Jeremy Pudney, 10 News.
Radiation fears have sparked calls to test all Australian troops who served in the Balkans. European experts have linked an alarming rise in cancer cases to contact with depleted uranium weapons.
On the fields of battle, a different enemy is being sought. In Kosovo, soldiers search for signs of radiation as pressure intensifies on NATO and America to investigate and disclose the effects of ammunition tipped with depleted uranium. Now that pressure has reached Australia, with fears our troops were at risk by being sent into contaminated zones.
You should be liaising with Europe and seeing what their view on the matter is, because they do have more personnel involved, and basically looking at whether we need an urgent health study of the people involved and clarifying with those people whether they were exposed.
The government says the health of Gulf War veterans is already being studied. Now it's prepared to examine the impact of the Balkans conflict on the small number of soldiers who served there. Britain and several European nations are looking for any link between uranium-tipped weapons and the growing incidence of cancer among Balkan peacekeepers. A number have died after tours of duty.
It's fine well them saying that there is no link to the cancers and there is nobody ill. Well, you tell that to the guys who are dying.
What does the future hold for you, do you think?
Nothing.